This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Welcome to News 25 here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. Today is Wednesday, June 29th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, the Nevada Supreme Court has ruled in favor of the 5th Judicial District Court in regards to their lawsuit filed against the Board of County Commissioners following their resolution to immediately relocate the district courts here in Pahrump and Tonopah. This agenda item, which was voted on 5-0, came up following the denial from the Commissioner, Bruce Jabbour, to bring his weapon into the building in Tonopah where his office is located. The commissioners decided that Nye County owns the buildings and that the court resides in that the judges make decisions for what occurs in the courtroom and not the entire building. Judges ordered that no weapons be allowed inside the building in 2010. This was directed by the Nevada Supreme Court following a courthouse shooting in Las Vegas. The Nevada Supreme Court has directed Nye County Board of County Commissioners, County Manager Tim Sutton, and Nye County Sheriff Sharon Worley, who were named in the suit, as well as the County of Nye, to rescind the May 17, 2022 resolution. The court adds that the commissioners' resolution requiring the petitioners to vacate the William P. Becko Justice Complex in Tonopah and the Ian Deutsch Government Complex in Pahrump to 2 other buildings are not presently suitable or sufficient for transactions of judicial business. The BOCC ordered that the District Court 1 and 2 immediately move to a former fitness center on Globe Mallow Lane in Tonopah and the current planning department at 250 South Highway 160 here in Pahrump. The court says neither building is suitable for occupancy by the court. The former fitness center is in disrepair, and the other building in Pahrump houses other county offices and employees. The petitioners state that they were locked out of the court in Tonopah and not able to move furniture, materials, computers, or personal items to that fitness center. They also say that they did not receive communication from the county as to the schedule for court hearings, which were ultimately canceled. The higher court agrees that the county is to preserve the status quo. The court adds that they may issue a writ of mandamus against the BOCC to compel the performance of an act which the law requires as a duty resulting from the office where discretion has been manifestly abused and exercised arbitrarily or capriciously. This means that the Supreme Court of Nevada is ordering the government officials to properly fulfill their duties and correct an abuse of discretion. Well, the neighbors near a dilapidated property on Deadwood Street may see some remedy soon, according to Nye County Code Compliance. The item was brought before the Board of County Commissioners recently.
On June 22nd, the Board of County Commissioners had an item on their agenda concerning a nuisance and safety issue located on 2831 East Deadwood Street here in Pahrump. Property owners Kenny Sakaris and Denise Sita had received a courtesy notice, notice of violation, and final notice of violation. The previous owner, Randall Jackson, received a notice as well, according to the backup on the agenda item.
The property's been cleaned up. The house is all boarded up now. There's updated photos in the backup if you want to look at those, but we no longer believe that a nuisance or safety issue exists now that they've done that. So,
according to officials, the home is in poor condition and is a fire hazard with overgrown dead vegetation, junk, and debris. The structure is sinking into the ground, which is common in this area. The home is inhabitable due to the foundation being compromised because it is sinking, causing the loss of structural integrity. In the end, commissioners voted that there is no nuisance or safety issue associated with this property at this time, because it is boarded up and there's fence put around it. News 25 visited the property and the entire back area of fencing was open. Code Compliance Officer Mark Garganz assured the Board of County Commissioners that the owner currently has a contractor and will be tearing down this structure.
Yes, the property owner, Kenny Caceres, was in the audience there. He texted me just before lunch. He had an emergency. He had to leave immediately. I had a conversation with Mr. Caceres, and he does have a contractor, and they're going to go through engineering, and he is going to have that home rebuilt, have the foundation re-poured. But he did secure the home, got rid of a lot of junk and debris from the property, and he plans on doing this soon. And that was the last conversation I had with him before this meeting.
Much more news right after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by Sunset Valley Pools. For quality service and supplies, call 775-513-4114.
Welcome back. Lots of tears, hugs, adoptions, and moving boxes as Desert Haven crews move out of the county shelter and the sheriff's office and county staff take over the new facility just catty-corner to that office on Siri Lane. We caught up with the president of the nonprofit Pet Rescue to see how the final days are going. Desert Haven will close tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Trying to get as many of these kids out as we can. We've had quite a few people coming through trying to adopt animals from us. So it's been one after the other, one thing going on after the other here today. We had a family that came in and adopted 5 of our pit bulls for us. I can't even thank them enough. You know, a lot of people, that's the first thing they turn away from is the pit bulls, but they were actually, that's what they came in for, was pit bulls, and we were able to get 5 of them out. We had about 4 litters come through between cats and dogs, and, you know, they were too little when they left here originally to be spayed or neutered. And then we also had a lot of adoption events that went out where we didn't charge people for the spay or neuter, and now the county wants us to pay all of that money to them. We charge a very low adoption fee, and the adoption fee really doesn't cover the spay and neuter, but, you know, of course we honor that and we make it work through, you know, donations and things of that nature, and try to find the best price that we can. So we're going to work it out the best we can, see if we can't slowly pay the county back for what they say we owe them. You know, I'm really not sure exactly what that number is, but I mean, if you just, let's just say we have about 89 animals out right now. If they charge just $100 per pet, we're looking at $8,900 that they want us to pay them. We're going to have to sell the van. I don't even have enough money at this point right now to pay the last 2 weeks of employment for my employees that have stayed through the end. Money has been very tight. You know, we took in a lot of big cases, and that took a lot of our money for medical and food and things of that nature. I don't have a final count just yet, but I know that when I looked at it at the beginning of the week, we had about 70 dogs. We probably have about 50 left. So, I mean, we are doing really well on that. I do have some more people that are coming later today. We have people coming tomorrow to help with the cats. And I do want to give a big shout out to Tressa from Paws, Pat from Never Forgotten, Denise from Tales of Nye County. They've all been tremendously supportive. They've helped us out as much as they possibly can, and we wouldn't have been able to get as far as we did without them. So technically, in all reality, we are unemployed as of 4 o'clock tomorrow evening. We hand over the keys to the county 8 a.m. on Friday. I know some of my employees have looked at other employment, you know, but again, it's kind of uncertain at this point. We're not really sure. It's just going to be one big sob fest and one big cry fest tomorrow. We are exploring some other options. We're not exactly sure what holds in the future for Desert Haven, but we do love the community, we love the animals, and we want to make sure that, you know, if there's anything that we can do in the future, we want to be here for that. Animals have been a love of mine since I was little. I am always there to do whatever I can. I am sad to see this chapter close, but I am excited to see what comes in the future.
Well, Beth says that she's trying to get the money for the staff to be paid for their final 2 weeks of work. If you would like to donate to that fund, you can call or text 775-910-3893. That's 775-910-3893. Well, in 2016, a large fire exploded at the U.S. Ecology Nuclear Waste Disposal Facility on U.S. Highway 95 in Beatty. Last night, fire crews were called for a barrel that was smoldering. We spoke to Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Lewis to get the details.
Earlier this evening, we got Beatty received a call for a fuming 35-gallon container on U.S. Ecology site. They responded. U.S. Ecology took care of the incident. There was no injuries, and there was no actions taken by the Beatty Fire and EMS Department, and they were returned to quarters in short fashion. So everything went well. They did exactly what they should do. They made the appropriate notifications. I spoke directly with State DEM and the State Fire Marshal's Office, and so overall it was managed. It was just a fuming event, so there was actually no ignition, no extension to any structures or any other risks. Small container, small issue, relatively small incident.
Well, it's almost that time of month again. It's almost time for the Artesian Cellars First Friday event happening this Friday. We caught up with the owner, Tim Burke, and Pam Tyler for the last month's event to find out what's happening this month.
It's an event that we decided that we can hold for the community, for our local nonprofits. And we started in April, turned out really strong. Last month was really strong. And I think actually this month we might even have more people here.
Yeah.
It's totally designed for us to get back. We're so grateful for our community, and we were both raised small town. We like to do that, and the community's really embraced us. So it's a way for us to help the community back out. We have a lot of our local artists out here. Vendors are all donating a portion of their proceeds. So we have local vendors here where people can come in and shop and help out our vendors. And then we do a raffle. And we also have gift baskets that we're raffling off and auctioning off and raising money that way. We're open 7 days a week, Monday through Wednesday from 11 to 8, Thursday from 11 to 9, Friday and Saturday up until 10 o'clock at night. Sunday's our short day, 12 to 6.
Going to be a lot of fun. We'll have more news, including your health, right after this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. Also brought to you by Silver State Health. Visit silverstatehealth.org or call 702-471-0420 for an appointment. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, a new survey from Cleveland Clinic has some surprising findings about women and Alzheimer's disease. It appears many don't know that they're at higher risk. However, as Brittany Harris reports, they are more likely to do something about it when they're educated.
Nearly 2/3 of Americans with Alzheimer's disease are women. But according to a new Women's Alzheimer's Movement at Cleveland Clinic survey, 82% of women aren't even aware that they're at greater risk for developing the disease.
I was surprised how many women didn't know that they were at risk for Alzheimer's disease to a greater extent than men. But at the same time, I'm not surprised that a lot of folks aren't kind of talking about that with their medical providers.
Alzheimer's disease can severely affect a person's memory, thinking, learning, and organizing skills, and eventually affects their ability to carry out simple daily activities. Dr. Jessica Caldwell says there are many factors that can put a woman at risk.
Some of those things might relate to genetics. Menopause might play a role for women, and men don't go through that extreme loss of hormones at midlife. And there is also a lifestyle piece to this. So women exercise less than men do, for example, and not being physically active is a risk for Alzheimer's disease.
The survey also found that 73% of women have not talked to their doctors about brain health, and 30% say they're worried about getting Alzheimer's. However, the good news is women are highly motivated to make lifestyle changes to reduce their risk.
That is very consistent with what I see in my prevention clinics. So women really, when they know that there's a risk in their family for a very devastating disease like Alzheimer's, they are ready to work on whatever they can to avoid it or to hold it off until they're older. Women are really great in terms of making a commitment and sticking to it.
For Cleveland Clinic, I'm Brittany Harris.
Thanks so much, Brittany. Well, Dr. Caldwell says a woman is never too young to start taking proactive measures to help prevent Alzheimer's disease. She recommends talking to your family physician if you have any concerns. Well, Darbie is doing her last Save a Pet segment at Desert Haven. Don't worry, she'll continue to do Save a Pets. Today, she's offering up Hootie again, who's available right now.
This segment is brought to you by Higher Society Smoke Shop in Las Vegas. Call 702-982-2300. Call 702-982-2300.
Hi, I'm Darbie here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Hootie. So Desert Haven Animal Society is actually going to be closing as the county ran shelter. Nye County is taking back the shelters. So Hootie is our last featured pet before Desert Haven closes tomorrow, Thursday at 4 p.m. So you have one last chance to come and see this adorable little girlie. Her name is Hootie. She is an American Staffordshire Terrier mix. She is quite thick and cute, and she has this beautiful brown coloring and white spots all over. Cute little little freckles on her face. She's very, very loving, gets along well with others, and it's just a ginormous cuddle bug. So this is definitely the last chance to come and see Hootie here at Desert Haven Animal Society. They close tomorrow at 4 p.m., which is Thursday. We will be continuing doing Save a Pets with other animal shelters across town, of course. This is not the last time you're going to be seeing animals and amazing little furry friends, but the last one for Desert Haven. So if you want to come and see Hootie, they close tomorrow, Thursday at 4 p.m. You can give them a call at 775-751-7020, but the best way to contact them is through their Facebook page, which is Desert Haven Animal Society.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, look at it. Beautiful skies out there with just a couple clouds. We're going to find out more about what's in store for our weather right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Great to see you midweek on a Wednesday. Finishing that week out strong. Well, let's take a look at the weather and see what kind of weather week we have left in us. Fernley and Fallon at 93 and 96 degrees. Carson City, the cool spot in the state today at 89 degrees. Tonopah on 92, 94 out in Goldfield, 101, triple digits, whoa, out in Beatty. Yeah, there's some sweating donkeys for sure down by the dollar store. 106 degrees is the hot spot in the state today at Amargosa, and it's 105 in Las Vegas. Whoa. 118 out in Death Valley, and here in the paradise of Pahrump, it's a little better, 102 degrees. It was 103 just a scant few minutes earlier. That was our high today. South-southwesterly winds continued all day along, about 19 miles per hour. Kind of take the sweat on your brow and just turn it into nothing. That humidity is bone dry, 10% as the sun rose this morning at 5:29. We liked it, and we're looking forward to the sunset at 8:05. Look for that, picking up another minute of night. Low tonight of 79 degrees, and those winds continuing out of the south-southeast to 18 miles per hour. That's a pretty heavy clip overnight, and continues into the next week. Yeah, a little bit, couple, 3-4 days of wind, and then things calm right down. We've got clear skies the next 7 days. We've got temperatures starting this weekend in the double digits, and won't that be a nice, refreshing change? Monday hits the bottom at about 93 degrees and starts the slow rebuild Tuesday and Wednesday towards triple digits, and next weekend, well, we'll keep an eye on it and let you know how that goes. Back to the desk, here's Deanna.
Thanks so much, John. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell from all of us here at KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.